Monday, September 8th. Welcome into a brand new week of Daily Dingers brought to you by Better and Green. Finished last week strong with a 2-1 showing on Friday. All plus money plays. Unfortunately, we dropped the Dodgers minus 1.5 runs at even odds, but we came back. We won Toronto Blue Jays on the money line plus 115 and hit the Athletics money line plus 130. As for myself, I kept rolling in the MLB, had the Athletics money line. That was basically a no-doubter outside of the first inning. They went down 4-2 after one, but came back up 9-4 after three, and never looked back from there. So really nice win on the Athletics on Friday night. Nice 2-1 show. Did not bet baseball Saturday or Sunday. Kicking myself for leaving it off my card yesterday because a lot of my leans would have hit. So wish I would have had a play yesterday, but with NFL going on, was just kind of focused on that, and I guess didn't love anything at the time enough to fire. So, but looking to have a play today. Actually, the first game we talk about will probably be my official play. I'll probably play it sooner rather than later as that line is moving. Guys, if you enjoy content like this, if you enjoy betting the MLB, NFL, college football, auto racing, MMA, UFC, EPL, NHL, NBA, college basketball, you name it, we got it. Consider subscribing to our channel. We're trying to get to 1,100 subs as soon as possible. To those who have already subbed, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. But if you haven't already, if you do enjoy this type of content, please consider doing so. It really helps us out. Please throw me a like on this video if you enjoy this specific content here, and drop me a comment below. Let me know if you have a favorite play on the card tonight. But guys, without further ado, let's get into the plays here. Kind of a short Monday slate. But first game up, 6:40 Eastern start time. Again, probably my favorite play on the card. Kansas City Royals heading to Cleveland to face the Guardians. This is a pick'em price, minus 110 both ways. Money has come in on Kansas City throughout the morning, and I agree with that. I like the Kansas City Royals here on the money line, minus 110 for our first play. These two teams both battling for a wild card spot, neither one going to catch the Tigers for the division. So this is a massive series for these two teams. Both have ground to make up for a wild card spot, and really need to take 2 out of 3, if not even all 3 of these games, to put themselves in a nice position. I like the spot here for Kansas City. They are starting a 7-game road trip here with 4-game series here for the Royals and Guardians. But starting a 7-game road trip with the 4 games against the Guardians, 3 games against the Phillies. Phillies, a tough team to beat, especially when you're playing them in their own ballpark. So you got to imagine Kansas City is extremely focused coming into this spot. Their homestand, they went 3-3. Took 1 out of 3 against the Angels, 2 out of 3 against the Twins. They did lose yesterday, which is an angle I always kind of like to look at. A team coming off a loss, hitting the road for a road trip. I think that's a really nice spot. Meanwhile, Cleveland coming back home for their first game after a 7-game road trip where they went 4-3, started that road trip 1-3, and ended up beating the Tampa Bay Rays in the final 3 games all over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now they come back home with some confidence here. But I think it's a bad spot coming back home for the Guardians. And they really, weren't great wins, 2-1, 3-2. They're not putting up runs here. As far as pitching goes, you have Ryan Berger on the mound for Kansas City. Slade Sassoni going for the Guardians. I'd give a slight edge to Berger. Not a huge pitching edge whatsoever, but ultimately the spot here really favors Kansas City for me. And I do think Kansas City is ultimately a little bit better than the Guardians. So give me Kansas City money line, minus 110 for play number 1. Play number 2, 6:45 Eastern start time. The New York Mets heading to Philadelphia to face the Phillies. Phillies plus 105, home dogs, minus 125, road favorite for the Mets. I like the Mets here. That line is telling, and I agree with it. Again, really good spot for the Mets. They continue a road trip where they're playing 10 road games in a row. They took 2 out of 3 in Detroit against the Tigers, took just 1 out of 3 in Cincinnati against the Reds. They dropped their last 2 against the Reds. Now entering this huge series with the Phillies, trying to make up as much ground as they can. I like the spot for the Mets here. I think they get off on the right foot in this series. The Phillies, on the other hand, they're coming back home off of their 6-game road trip where they went 4-2. So I always like to look to fade that team coming back home off a successful road trip. Now they did lose yesterday's game. That's a little, if they would have won yesterday's game, this would have been a bigger play here. But really, the main factor is the pitching edge. You have Nolan McLean going for the Mets. You have Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phillies. We talked about Nola last week. I think he carries some of his name. He gets a better price tag because of his name, but he's just 3-8 on the year, a 6.78 ERA, a 1.51 WHIP, not having a good year whatsoever. McLean, on the other hand, 4-0, 1.37 ERA, 0.76 WHIP. Really nice limited outings for McLean, but really, really good year for McLean here. Huge pitching edge, in my opinion, to the Mets, and I do think you get a shade of a better price because I think Nola carries, a bit of a price increase to his name. So I think that line's telling. Mets minus 125 on the road. I like it. We're going to back it. Mets money line for our second play. And our final play on the card here, 9:45 Eastern start time. The Diamondbacks head to San Francisco to face the Giants. Giants minus 190 home favorite, plus 155 on the D-backs. We're taking a big swing here. We're going Diamondbacks money line, plus 155. I wanted the 1.5 here, but it's up around minus 145, 150. Too much juice for me. We're just going to play on the money line at the big plus price. D-backs starting a 6-game road trip here off a successful home series where they went 4-2. And they did lose their final game yesterday to the Red Sox. Again, that's a situation that I like to look to back a team. Meanwhile, San Francisco, they are coming off a road trip. First game back home, they went 4-2. However, they did drop their last two in St. Louis. Now they have to travel all the way back home from St. Louis to San Francisco. No day of rest. And those were two back-breaking losses for the Giants, who really needed those to kind of stay competitive for a wild card spot. They're now 4 games back, have a huge up-road climb here. And the Diamondbacks only 4.5 games back. They're not going to make it either. But no, I think the playoff push is there for both teams. So, yeah, at plus 155, I know we have Logan Webb on the mound for San Fran. 13-9, a 3.17 ERA, 1.23 WHIP. But going for the Diamondbacks, Nabil Christmet, 2-0 with a 2.14 ERA, a 1.33 WHIP. Limited action for the D-backs, but I think the D-backs have what it takes. I like the spot here, plus 155. Too good of a price to pass. Give me the Diamondbacks money line, plus 155. So, guys, that will wrap it for Monday's episode of Daily Dingers. Again, favorite play on the card, Kansas City money line, minus 110. We're taking the Mets, minus 125 money line, and the Diamondbacks money line, plus 155. Thank you, as always, for watching, guys. Again, please consider subscribing, liking the video. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know your best play on the card. And until tomorrow's episode of Daily Dingers, I hope you guys all have a profitable night, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.